Hey guys, it's Siobhan with To Kitty and Beyond. Welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to do a full moon reading. So tomorrow, Monday, the 26th, is the full moon in Scorpio. And this is going to be a pretty intense full moon emotionally. Scorpio is all about diving deep into the depths of our subconscious, into the depths of our emotions, and being able to swim in those deep, dark waters to extract understanding, information, and ultimately for the purpose of enlightenment and healing so that we can move forward, not taking with us those emotional things that hold us back or keep us limited in any way. This is going to be a pretty intense full moon, like I just said, and I feel that there's going to be an emphasis on how our emotional well-being and our emotional history relates to our sense of self, our self-worth, and our self-esteem. I made a post about that on Instagram. You guys can follow me there if you're interested to kind of see what I'm talking about over on that platform, as well as, I post a lot more personal stuff in my stories and things like that. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the reading for this super full moon. By the way, it's a super moon, which means that the moon is just closer to the earth, and so it has a more pronounced energetic impact because of its proximity. So let's pull some cards and we'll see what energy wants to be brought to our awareness for this super full moon in Scorpio. So let's start out with the Moonology cards because I love to use these for the full moons, the new moon. Okay, so let's see what energy wants to come through from the full moon in Scorpio. What do we need to know? Okay, normally I wouldn't take that many cards, but I'm feeling called to, so we're gonna see what there is. So we've got the new moon in Cancer energy. You and your loved ones are safe. So this is talking about familial relationships of any kind, really. So whoever you call your family, it's bringing that to the forefront. We've got a time for healing with the balsamic moon as well. So this could be healing when it comes to connections with loved ones, relationships, family, even friends as well, because I always think of friends as the family that we choose. Okay, we also have the full moon in Scorpio. It's time to release negativity. So this is the card of the full moon that we are reading for right now. So I'm really happy that this popped out. And this is all about clearing and releasing that negativity. So that's what Scorpio does. Scorpio is a bit of a warrior. So it goes deep into those dark realms that hold a lot of that subconscious dross that we need to bring up to address, to bring to our awareness, and then we can move past it. So this is what helps us to bring this negativity up to the surface, both individually and collectively, so we can see it, understand it, know that we're safe through this process, and take what we learn in the darkness back out into the light for healing. Okay, so now we've got a lot of cards here as well. Your dreams need a practical plan, which is the full moon in Taurus. A time to give rather than take, which is the new moon in Virgo energy as well. A new romantic cycle begins with the new moon in Libra. The gibbous moon, you're very close to achieving your goal. And adjustments are required, the third quarter moon. Okay, so we've got a lot of different influences here. I feel like the first three are really focused on where we're at right now with the releasing of negativity, the healing, and knowing that we're safe through that process. These are all very emotional influences as well, and there's even just like a lot of blue and purple, which is very psychic and very in tune. Then over here, we've got some more earthy type of energy with the full moon being in Taurus and Virgo here as well with the new moon energy. So because the full moon is the lunar energy, we also have the sun in Taurus right now because we're in Taurus season. So I'm not surprised to see some of this Taurus energy coming up. This is an earthy balance to the watery depths that we're working with in Scorpio. And this is going to help us to ground and really make physical and practical the healing that we are working on and that we are connecting to. So this is going to require some adjustments. We are really close to achieving our goal individually and collectively, depends on where you're at, but I feel like there's there's a need for a little bit of course correction, but we're on the right path. Like, we're heading in the right direction, so to speak. And that is validated here by this card being about the fact that we're close to our goal. So we're getting there. We're very close to achieving our goal, whatever that might be, whether it's getting back out into the world and getting things running normally again, whether it's bringing fifth dimensional consciousness into the collective, whether it's our own personal healing of traumas and things from the past, whatever there needs to change, we are adjusting that. And this is a great time to help us do that. Using that Taurus energy, it's great to have a plan through this. You don't have to have a plan, but it's nice to have some kind of structure when you go into a healing. So that's why whenever I do Reiki sessions with clients, I always set intentions. So I ask the client to bring me their intentions for the healing, and then I channel information on the intentions to get them very, very specific. I posted about that on Instagram as well. And in that, the more intentional we can be, the more goal-oriented we can be, the more effective the energy is when we channel it and focus it in that way. So this could have to do with giving back. This could have to do with relationships as well, and how you give and how you receive in those relationships. So pay attention to any areas of relationships that are bringing to your awareness anything that needs to be adjusted, anywhere that there needs to be additional boundaries, and anywhere that there is a need for healing. That's really the big goal here, is healing. So let's get some tarot cards now to kind of clarify all of this energy that we have here for the full moon in Scorpio. So I'm just going to pull some cards and we'll see what they say. And how are you guys feeling this full moon? I've been channeling a lot. I don't share it with the collective, it's just for myself, but I've been channeling a lot. I've been having connections with my higher self. I feel like this is a very psychic time. And even though I do this for a living and I'm well versed in connecting to spirit in that way, I don't often do it for myself. So this is again creating balance and adjustments and channeling information that in my case is helping me to get really practical about steps I want to take for my physical health, because this full moon is hitting me in my, I can't remember if it was the 6th or the 7th house, whichever one's to do with physical health. We have two pages here, Page of Swords and Page of Cups. So these really speak of new beginnings in thought and emotion. So again, it's like we're learning something new. We're going into these depths to gain awareness, which is essentially connected to lessons. So we're starting fresh here because the pages are connected to the Fool card, which is like a new beginning type of energy. So I feel like this full moon is giving us the opportunity to let go of things that don't work for us so that we can start to take new action moving forward in both of these realms, mentally and emotionally. We also have the Ten of Wands and the Four of Pentacles. So both of these are energies that like to hold on to things. These are energies that don't easily let go and surrender and allow things to just move naturally. These two are quite stubborn energies, and I think that comes along with the Taurus energy that we're working with opposing the moon this cycle. So this is really advising us to kind of look at where we're holding on to things that maybe don't serve us, where we're holding on to things that prevent us from moving forward or from seeing things with a more innocent, fresh gaze. So that's what those pages really represent to me. It's like, how can we see things from a new angle with beginner's mindset, you know, being open and curious to the information that we're getting instead of holding on to these old structures, these old routines, these old ways of thinking and doing things that really help us to feel grounded practically and physically, but at the same time, they might be limiting us. And this is a big theme as well, because we have Uranus and I believe Pluto being activated as well. And there's like this whole thing with Uranus and Saturn too, which is all about these old structures from the past, really keeping us stuck. And some of those things from the past might work, but Uranus comes in and says, hey, we really need to make a change here. Some of these things don't work and we need to shake things up. That can be extreme, or it can be in a way that's adaptive and evolutionary, really. So it's important that we continue to evolve and expand, and the only way to do that is to assess what doesn't work and start changing things bit by bit. We also have the Temperance card in reverse here. So the Temperance card in reverse is an energy of trying to create balance, trying to create harmony, but there's a struggle. There's impatience, there's perhaps even resistance to change. Fear can really create a lot of resistance to change, not wanting to let things go, not wanting to move away from the way that we did things in the past, even if we know that they're not working. That's where Uranus comes in and really shakes things up, and it will force you to make a change. It's like the circumstances either become so uncomfortable that you have to change because the change feels less uncomfortable than the circumstances you're in, or it creates an opportunity for change that you can jump on and really go full into, invest all of your energy in that change moving forward. That's the highest expression of it, but it can also, there's a third option here, it can also bring about change in a way that is forced. So it seems out of your control, but really it's what's necessary stepping into your life. This energy was not meant to be held on to, and so Uranus comes in and says, nope, no more of that. You don't have an option anymore. And it's really always for the highest good. So there's never anything out of our control because we are creator gods, and this reality as we perceive it is a creation of our internal state, both individually and collectively. We also have two more Pentacles cards, the Knight of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles. So both of these really speak to me of that Taurus energy and moving forward, practically having a plan, having a goal in sight, maybe that we want to work on, setting those intentions and putting in practical action. Taurus is great for that. It can, like I said, be a bit stubborn when it comes to things that it's used to and that it likes, especially when it comes to comforts. But if we're willing to invest in our future and creating change to get to the goal that we want to achieve, then this practical energy can actually help us to really figure out how to do that and to have the discipline to do it daily, to create routines that are more aligned with where we are now or where we would like to go. So these two together I really see as an investment in the future. They're holding those coins out, moving to the right. So this is an investment in the future moving forward. We do also have the Devil card here. So because we had the Temperance card in reverse and some of these other cards as well, they speak to me of resistance to change and current and pre-existing power structures. So the Devil card always speaks to me of power, where we're allowing outside forces to have power over us by giving up our power. We are always a choice. We always have free will. We always have the ability to create and shape our reality. The only times that we feel limited is when we're allowing things to take our power, when we're not standing up for what we really need or what's best for us. And a lot of the time when we allow things to take our power, it comes in the form of what's enjoyable, pleasurable, or comfortable. So these are kind of like addictions, to food or alcohol or drugs or TV or anything that essentially takes your power away, but it feels good while you're doing it. So this is something that we need to be aware of as well, because Scorpio energy doesn't just look at, the emotional things that go into disempowerment. It's also the practical things that we're doing that have an emotional root cause. So, for example, addictions all stem from an unmet need emotionally. So, for the most part, not all of them, but that's predominantly going to be the case, is that there's some kind of an unmet need underlying the choice and the action to pursue a coping mechanism of some type, whether it's cigarettes, whether it's alcohol, whether it's hard drugs, whether it's running excessively and running yourself ragged physically, whether it's working too much or watching TV hours and hours and hours a day, scrolling on your phone. All of these things are inherently disempowering in large quantities. In small quantities, maybe fine, as long as we have self-discipline and control and we feel empowered. that's what really counts. It's when we're using these things to cope and we don't have a better alternative. That's when it becomes an issue. So finding something that will help to release some of the underlying emotional content that is creating the pressure is going to be the most important thing around this full moon. That's why it's time to release that negativity. It's a time for healing, because we have the opportunity this full moon and going forward to be able to bring these things to our awareness and release them and change some of those internal power structures and where we're giving our energy to, where we're taking on too much, where we need to allow ourselves to be more open to learning new things and how we apply that on a daily basis, and also how we show up in the world in this way and how the world reflects this at a larger scale as well, because everything's a mirror. So let's grab, oh, you know what I want to do? I'm feeling called to use the spray that Savannah gifted me from Vibe Tribe Notions. This is an amazing spray. It's rose, Florida, and holy water. I use this for cleansing before and after sessions, for readings. I use it all the time, and sometimes I even just spray it on myself because I like the smell. It's like my perfume now. So it's really cleansing. It's got a light, fresh sort of rose scent, and it's really amazing. Oh, I just love it. I'll leave the information down below if you guys are looking to order some, because I highly recommend it. So let's grab some angel cards to close out this reading. We'll see what any additional messages that the angels would like to bring to us in regard to the full moon in Scorpio and the information that we've received thus far in the reading. Okay. So we have get more information. Yeah, so that's what all these pages are about. We've got the Page of Swords, Page of Cups, Page of Pentacles. This is about getting more information. This is about learning. It's being open to learning, being in beginner mindset, and that's where Uranus is going to shake things up too. It's going to bring in epiphanies, enlightenment, and information. Not always in an easy way though. Sometimes it does this in ways that are really shocking and disruptive. So be mindful of that, but it's not going to be, you know, as big of a tower moment as we're expecting, because there's no tower card here, thankfully. But we also have opportunity. So I see a lot of opportunity in the cards. Like I said, those pages of the Page and the Knight of Pentacles moving forward, investing in the future, there's opportunities that are going to come from that. And there's also going to be opportunities around healing, relationships, and practical action that we want to make going forward to create change in our lives and in the world. And then the last card we have is wait. So this I want to tune into and see what they're saying wait in regard to. Okay, so this card speaks of not waiting anymore. So the Temperance card in reverse, these two together are giving me more information. So in this case, I feel like this is referring to the fact that it's time to act now. Now is the time for action. Now is the time to begin new cycles, to end old cycles. And I looked up and it was 1911 on the recording as I was beginning to say that. And 1s and 9s are all about new beginnings and endings of cycles. So this is exactly confirming what I'm saying. Thank you, Spirit, for the synchronicity. I love that. So this is a time to take action. This is a time to start making things happen when it comes to your healing, when it comes to the emotional subconscious realm and how that plays out with some of these themes that we've been talking about here in the reading. So I think that that's going to be everything for today. I really hope that you guys are having a wonderful Scorpio full moon. Let me know how this full moon has been affecting you energetically, emotionally, mentally, maybe even physically. Like I said, I've been working on physical health and switching up my routine when it comes to food and exercise, but also about how I go about thinking and feeling about those routines and why sometimes the opposite, i.e. eating junk food and not working out, is a coping mechanism. So that's kind of what we were seeing with the Devil card there. So let me know how it resonates. Comment below. Don't forget to like this video if you liked it, if you enjoyed it, if you're still here. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Sending you much love from this full moon and beyond. We'll see you next time.